Okay, so this is fourth period. Third period video was 147. This video will be 258. And then the sixth period video will be 369. So you can find what you need, but each class gets to see a little bit of everything. At least that's the hope. So, number 2. First of all, it's a calculator problem. The test is no calculator. So let's still do it because there's still concepts in there that we want to make sure we know. But you won't have a calculator on the test, which means you won't have a problem. I don't even say like this, because you could have a problem like it. You just won't have to have a calculator. A ball is thrown through an open window to the ground below. The height of the ball in meters is modeled by this function. Which of the following describes the height of the ball above the ground? The ball begins at a height of 15.24. Well, begins would be t equals 0, so that statement would be right. Begins at a height of 15.24. I don't know any more than that. I better graph that thing and just look and see what's going on here. So negative 4.9 x squared plus 4.4 x plus 15.24. And my window is not very good because all I see is some little piece over here on the left. Oh yeah, let's go, I don't know, 10 seconds maybe. Y min, we're 15 meters up and it's thrown up, so maybe it gets up to 20 meters, maybe. How do I get there to what? Window. And then, okay, that's not a terrible graph. I'd shorten up my x's. It's definitely not in the air 10 seconds. Maybe it's in the air 3 seconds. Yeah, I'll go with that. Okay. The ball begins its height at 15.24. I know that. The height of the ball decreases until it reaches the ground 1.8 seconds after. No, it goes up first, so that's out. Part B. The height of the ball decreases. No, the ball does not decrease. I mean, it increases first and then it decreases, so those are out. Part C, or answer choice C. After leaving the window, the height of the ball increases to its maximum height of 16.228. The height of the ball decreases until it reaches the ground 1.8 seconds later, or 2.2 seconds later. So when does the ball hit the ground? Well, trace. And when does y equal 0? And trace won't get me there exactly, but it'll hopefully get me enough to tell the difference between 1.8 and 2.2. Yeah, so somewhere between 2.25 and 2.3 for where it hits the ground, so 2.269. But that could easily be a no calculator problem if we gave you a picture already and then started asking questions about it. Number 5. For a polynomial function f, the limit as x goes to negative infinity, so that's the left end, equals positive infinity. So the left end is up. All right, I'm trying to just translate this into easier words here. Limit as x goes to infinity, that'd be the right end, goes to negative infinity, so right end is down. So left end is up, right end is down. Which of the following must be true? Well, they're opposite right away, so that's got to be odd. And then the right end is down, so that means the lead coefficient is negative. So answer choice C. I think that one's wrong on the key, by the way. Yeah. Which is kind of embarrassing because that's a pretty easy problem. And there's even reasoning with it that's wrong. It's weird. I'm not sure if someone wasn't paying attention. Number 8. The polynomial function given by this thing. Another in behavior question. Oh, with reasoning here. The sign of the lead term is positive. No, it's not. So that's out. B, the sign of the lead term is negative. Yes, it is. And the degree of the leading term is odd. Also true. Therefore, the left end is up and the right end is down. So right end is down as the lead coefficient is negative. If it's odd, then it's opposite. So I think B is right. I'm going to read the rest of them to make sure. The sign of the lead term is positive. No, it is not. Throw that out. Lead term is negative. The degree is odd. Therefore, left end down and right end up. But no, if the lead term is negative, then it's going down on the right end. So yes, it's B. And that's a good strategy, is to read all the answer choices, but if you're kind of pressed for time, maybe you realize B is it, you put B and you put a little star next to it, meaning I'll come back and look at it if I have time. I see notes like that on y'all's test all the time, and it's fine. Someone even wrote out on the last test, I don't know if it was this class or not, good on the questions he thought were good. And he was right, because most of the ones he had labeled good were right, and most of the ones he'd labeled question marks were wrong. So, number 8 plus 3 is 11. Polynomial function is given by this. A is a real number. Which of the following could be the graph? Okay, so there's a 0 at 0. There's a double root at -1. And then there's a single root at A. We don't know what A is. So I need a double root at -1, a single root at 0, but I also need a root at x equals A. So question A is good for what's there, but it's missing a root, so I don't think it's A. Answer choice B does not have a double root at -1, so he's out. I'm not sure what's going on at C, but he doesn't have a double root at there either, so he's out. D has a double root at -1, I like that. Has a double root at 0. Hadn't really considered that possibility, but if A is 0, then it puts 2 roots at 0, and that's okay. So answer choice D. Christian?
I have a question about number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because I did it C, and also the keys in the C.
Uh-oh.
Because
Did I type something in wrong?
It's just seconds after reaching the max.
Oh, I didn't read the questions carefully. I was trying to go too fast. After reaching its maximum height. Yep. So 2.2 is the total time. So yeah, it's not D, which means it's got to be C. Good catch. Thank you. Trying to go fast. Didn't read all the answer choices. Number 14. Lead terms again. A is a real number and n is a positive integer. The factors of P include x minus 3, x minus I, x minus 2 plus I. What is the least possible value of n? Okay, well, n is the degree. So the degree of that polynomial, it gives me 3 zeros, but if x minus I is an answer, x plus I is an answer, and 2 minus I is an answer, so now I got 5 answers. Let me reread the question to make sure I'm not getting fooled on anything here. The lead term is that A is a real number, n is a positive integer. Factors include so I feel good about this answer.
Oh.
17. More polynomials. Which of the following of f is true? Okay, if I multiply that out, how many x's would I have if I multiplied it out? 3, because this one's squared. So definitely degree 3. Lead coefficient, 3 or 9? Heard both.
You multiply this 3 by 3.
That squared thing means it's going to end up being 9. Right? I don't want to multiply this whole thing out, but if I look at those lead terms, I can at least say my lead term is going to be 9x cubed. After that, I don't really want to know, but the lead coefficient, or the lead term, is 9x cubed. That's another one where you could really go all out and multiply it all out and take forever and waste time doing so. All right, number 20. Polynomial. Given by this thing, a, b, c, d, and k are constants. A is not 0. Yeah, that'd be kind of cruel if a was 0, because then it wouldn't be a quartic after all. Which of the following statements about f is true? F has both a global maximum and a global minimum. Okay, I need to know about x to the 4th looks like. So what are the end behaviors of x to the 4th? Yeah, the same. That's kind of all we know. So I don't know what this thing does, but it's either both up or both down, which means that it's not going to have both a max and a min. Like one of those is going to go off forever. So it's not both. F has either a max or a min, but not both. Okay, that sounds good, right? Because there's either a minimum or a maximum, but they're not both, I think. Part C, F has neither a global max or min. Like, no, we think it has one of them. And part D, or answer D, the nature of global max and min cannot be determined without more information. Like, no, I know it's x to the 4th, so I know it's going up and going down. Or I know the ends are doing the same thing. So I think there's enough to answer this question. There's not much more information to be had, but there's at least a global max or a global min, but not both. Okay. This happened last period. It's why I'm confident, or getting more confident on timing. So we just worked a third of the review. The review is 20 questions, and it took 13 minutes. And that was with explanations and a mistake and pictures and a calculator problem that we won't have. And so if we do that pace tomorrow, then last period took 16 minutes, I think. Now, I know there's more than just 20 multiple choice questions. There's 23, and then there's 2 free response. So it might be close, but I think it can be done. Again, I'm slowing down, trying to explain things as I go. Hopefully you're hitting some of these and answering them quickly and moving on. But as long as you know what you're doing, I think you'll be okay on time. And again, all the other videos will be posted eventually.